I wanted to show a quick tutorial on how I use Trello to track my jobs. So what you're looking at is called a Trello board, and within that board we have 5 different lists. That's these here. Are fully customizable. You can set it up however you would like to. This is just a quick, easy example. It could be more or less complicated than I have it here, but these are kind of the basic ones that I use. And each list has within it cards. So let me show you how to add a card. And for each card I make is one job. So the way I do that is I have my customer name and then the item that we're doing. So these are caps for a customer called Flatland. And then within that card, you just click the card to open it. You can enter details. So they're going to be doing 12 of these. They are Richardson 112s. They are heather gray with a black mesh, and I'm using black thread. So those are all the basic details that I need. You can put other details. You could even, if you want, their 1800 is the color code for Madeira. So however you want to do that, that's up to you, but there are a lot of different ways you can do it. Another great thing, you can add a comment. So if maybe you have your customers pay deposits, you could list that here, and that'll tell you the date that they paid that deposit on. Right there it says just now, but that would change depending on the day they had paid it. So it's great because you can look back on orders and see the timing of things. Another nice feature they have is a due date. So if the customer needs it in hand by a certain date, you can add that there and set a reminder, and it will actually email you to be sent a reminder. So it says reminders will be sent to all members and watchers of the card. So if it's just you, it'll just send you a reminder. If you have multiple employees, it would send everyone that's a part of that card that's here. You can set other members or other employees if you have them. And then another nice feature too is the ability to add attachments. So for example, I could add a DST file here, or just a PNG or JPEG file. You can add pretty much any file format. So I've got these are the digitized files. So here's a photo of the sew out. That's there, and that'll actually show up on the cover of the card if you want it to. You can actually remove it as well. You can also add like I said, a DST file or an EMB file there, and so that's great if you have an employee and they need to download that file. They can just click on that and it will download. So once the card is set up, what I'll usually do, it'll sit in here until I've had a chance to do something with it. So if I've sent a proof or a quote, it'll get moved into this orange tier where it says awaiting approval. Once it's either approved or rejected for a change, I will either slide it left or right depending on which instance that is. So if it's not approved, I slide it back over here. If it is approved, I'll slide it onto my on deck position, and that is ready for production. So once I am ready to start production on it, I will slide that over and it will sit in here until it's done. And then once it's done, we'll slide it over to complete. So that is a great system. It's really easy to keep track of all your jobs. And it's nice because everything is archived. And what I mean by that is everything can be saved. So if you need to reference it later, even when the card's not on your board, and I'll show you that feature. So if you click on a card, you can actually click archive here, and that will take it off of your board when the job is done. But if you ever need to go back and look at those details, all you have to do is search for that card, and there might be a few cards that for that customer, so you can select the one you need. And these are the details that we just had on that card. You can actually send it back to the board if you made a mistake and didn't mean to archive it. So it's a really nice feature that everything is saved, so even jobs from years ago you can go back and look at. And like I said, this is a completely free software. I've used it for about 5 or 6 years for a lot of different things, but mainly I use it to track all my jobs, and it's really helped me stay on top of things and be successful, and to not forget jobs. Sometimes that does happen. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions, let me know.